What is up, guys? It is TheCitrusPanda here today, and I'm coming at you with a Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 gameplay. We're doing some ranked battles. I play as Gaara, and in the second battle I play as Danzo. If the commentary is longer, you'll see a third battle between me playing as Itachi versus Minato. So, if the commentary is long, then you'll see all three. But, anyway, I just want to give you a couple things that have been going on and whatnot. So, it's Monday right now. I might not upload this until Tuesday just because I'm recording this at like 7:20, and I feel like I don't really like uploading things really late at night because not a lot of people really want to watch things late at night or whatever. Maybe they do, so I might upload it. Just doesn't. It depends. I don't know. But basically what I want to talk about is just some things that have been happening. Now, right now, I am learning French in school, so I'm learning a language, obviously, and I also wanted to learn Japanese. There is no longer Japanese at our school for whatever reason. They stopped giving it at our school, which really sucks that I have to basically, because you get into most colleges, you're going to need years of languages, so, like, for most colleges it's 3, for some it's 4. I don't really think I don't think any require 5, maybe a couple. But I have to take years of languages because to get into college, you don't need them to get into college, but if you don't take them in high school, then you have to take them in college, so you have to pay for the courses. Why not get them free in high school? So the point there is that they stopped giving Japanese classes, so I have to do it on my own time. So the good news is I'll be trilingual. I'll know how to speak Japanese, French, and English. But the other part is that learning Japanese isn't going to be the easiest thing, and not only that, but I have to learn it on my own time. So I think it's going to be more during the weekends, so I don't really know how that's going to go. But I'm going to be focusing a lot on the Japanese during the weekends when I have all the time. I'll try to do 30 minutes to an hour a day of Japanese learning, and then just practice from there. I've got to learn like the ABCs of Japanese. Technically speaking, they don't have ABCs. I've been studying a little bit. They have a bunch of different symbols, and they have like the kanji, which those are going to be really hard to learn. And then there's the katakana. Oh god, I don't even know what they're called. But anyways, there's 2 other things that I'm going to need to learn. They're mostly like syllables, and then there's a symbol to go with the syllable. But it's actually not as hard as I originally thought. Supposedly, Japanese is supposed to be like one of the hardest languages to learn, but really, I mean, I can see any foreign language being really hard to learn. Honestly, I mean, any foreign language you're learning is hard because basically you're taking everything you know and you're relearning it in a different language and completely different than you've ever seen it. Now, at least when you learn French or Spanish, it's at least the same, Roman alphabet as the English language. If you're English, I'm saying. If you're, Spanish, then at least English is, the same alphabet. But then you've got Japanese that has nothing to do with it. And there's also Romaji, which is like basically the Roman alphabet version of Japanese. It's like if you sound it out in English, that's what it sounds like. But I don't know if I'm going to be learning that at all because it's not really practical. Unless you want to know it, just to know it, it helps you out learning. And that's pretty much all I want to talk about in this video. But I also wanted to touch upon the fact that since this is happening, as far as my YouTube channel goes, it shouldn't really change that much because I do so much in a day, and honestly speaking, 30 minutes is like nothing. So like 30 minutes on weekdays, maybe like an hour or 2 hours a day on weekends, maybe more. It's mostly because I have to, balance that with my schoolwork because it has nothing to do with school at all. But it does have a lot to do with me later in life. Hopefully I'll be able to go over to Japan. I don't really want to be going to Japan or any foreign country for that matter without being able to speak their native language. And a lot of people think, well, don't they know English? Well, not really. I mean, it's kind of like coming here. I mean, okay, a lot of people in school learn Spanish, but if a Spanish person comes up to you and asks for directions in America, you're obviously gonna want to automatically, you're like, oh, well, I want to speak English, you are in America, but that's just how it is in Japan. Like, people don't want to speak English. They might be able to speak a little bit of it, but you have to be able to speak the native language of pretty much any country you want to go to. and that's why I'm learning Japanese. So, how long will it take to learn? Well, I'm estimating anywhere from like 5, 6, 7, upwards of like 6 years. I've heard that it takes like 10 years to get completely fluent, but to me that sounds a little bit overboard. I mean, to be completely fluent, I'm talking about just like I want to be able to communicate with people and understand what people are saying. And also, some tips I've learned so far: immersing yourself in the language of Japanese. So, learning, like, just listening to things in Japanese. So, anime, not dubbed anime, like not English dubbed, but Japanese anime, Japanese radio podcast, things like that, that just let you hear the language being used. Because, a lot of times you don't actually hear the language being used, and language is like a tool that you have to use to get better at. So you have to apply it somewhere, and if you hear people talking it, it also helps you out, like how an actual speaker is going to speak, and because how you might learn it is going to be a lot different as far as like sounding things out goes as an actual Japanese speaker is going to sound. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And pretty much I'm just trying to, familiarize myself with the language. It should be challenging, should be fun, and overall I'm pretty excited to start learning Japanese. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say in this video, and right now you can see me fighting Itachi and Minato. Minato is just the epitome of a character that is pretty overpowered. You saw earlier in the video where he was just simply teleporting behind me without even a regard for any of my defenses. And you know what? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I was pretty close. I also go into Awakening at the very end of this match, just as a joke, because you should see my HP when I go into Awakening. I thought if I won while I was in Awakening, it would have been hilarious. There he goes with Flying Raijin. There we go. That health. I get him to run away, or he just kind of runs away by himself, or whatever. Yeah, there you go. We swapped sides of the arena. Then I'm like, screw this. I'm going into Susanoo. Which really wasn't even that. I mean, if I honestly wanted to, could I have potentially won? Well, if I was spamming the sub button, I might have been able to dodge those, but I was just kind of like, yeah, who cares? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. It's what's been going on in my life lately, and I'll see you guys next time.